So we'll start with 7 or 8 indicators in use, and also there's an indicator guideline review process which will end by March 2013. The South countries, the South neighborhood countries have a bit different indicator process, indicator development, because it's based on the Horizon 2020 review, monitoring and research subgroup work, and which has a review mechanism to respond to what is in the progress of depolluting the Mediterranean, and to support these activities with tangible and technical developments. A working group on environmental indicators in our project was set up, and they've met first time this year on 18th of April, and they agreed to support this process of regular reporting, and they agreed on key indicators to take into account. So they finally selected a few indicators to work or based on pilot activities on. And they also agreed that they will support or they will work closely together with the IT working group in the project. So the Horizon 2020 RMR subgroup met after this meeting, and they endorsed all these synergies and activities in progress. So what are the indicators proposed? So first, for the East neighboring countries, we do not have yet a set of indicators proposed, but there is an indicator comparison going on, and a few selected indicators will be taken to the next joint task force meeting on environmental indicators, and there should be an agreement over there on the proposed first set of indicators. Again, based on the Horizon 2020 work, in the South countries, there's already indicators proposed to work with. So we have 6 indicators, as you can see on the slide, and 3 sub-indicators. So all the pilot activities to try to have a regional or regular environmental assessment will be selected from these indicators. At the same time, in parallel activity to indicator development, there is an infrastructure development work going on, and we set up a working group on information technology, and we had a first meeting to discuss metadata and structures. And again, for the East countries, there was an agreement that the IT working group members will have a test or trial use of ReportNet, which is an EEA tool for reporting. They asked for a discussion forum on our website, which is now set up, so all the different issues which might come up, which they would like to discuss, they have the possibility. And also they agreed to support the process of indicator development by filling in a questionnaire focusing on the accessibility or the problems of accessing data sets, and to assist the indicator working group members in filling in the metadata and finding information for the indicators. We had a separate meeting for the South participants, also for the IT working group, and they also assist the indicator development, so a close cooperation was agreed. And they were a bit more hesitant on what is the level of detail for the indicators we are looking for. So they asked for a clearer definition of the indicators, which the indicator working group will produce. And they asked for a closer cooperation with the national focal points, so they want to understand their place in the project, how we want to proceed with them. Okay, so the next steps. Of course, we cannot see the work separately. The indicator and infrastructure development is a parallel process. So first of all, as I mentioned, a few indicators will be proposed at the next UNEC Joint Task Force meeting on the 6th of July, so in 10 days approximately. And there should be an agreement on the way forward. So if you are not participating members of the Joint Task Force, please liaise with them and work with them in this indicator development. There is a feasibility study going on to assess the possibilities for a regular data flow and also to see the overlaps and differences between UNEC indicators and EA indicators and other indicator developments. There will be a pilot exercise between July and September to see whether a reporting process is possible, and we'll assess the questionnaire results and also we'll assess the pilot exercise results at the next IT working group meeting in Skopje, which will be on 19th and 21st of September. And all this work which have been done will be taken back to the next steering committee meeting, which will be 21st and 22nd of November in Copenhagen. For the South countries, there is already, we structured it a bit differently. So the indicator working group is working on the specification and methodologies of indicators, and they will meet, the indicator working group will meet next on 10th and 11th of October to discuss the issues and to support all these activities. There'll be workshops and expert missions organized. For the data flows, again, we'll have the South IT working group meeting at the same time as with the East countries, so it will be a combined meeting, and we'll discuss data harmonization issues and how we can go on with possible data flows. We'll produce regional and country assessment, and we plan to give specific support to the countries on water statistics. For example, for the North African countries, we'll have a workshop on the 11th and 13th of September. There'll be a regional workshop for waste statistics and PRTR. Within all this work, UNEP-MAP is our key partner, so they will support us in all these activities in the implementation. And of course, as for both regions, the activities will be taken back to the next NFP meeting, and we'll discuss the way forward and whether you like this approach, what we plan to do. So this is our agenda. At the beginning, when I put together the agenda, I was hoping that we could have this meeting at the very beginning of the day so that we can highlight or put you into context, explain Inspire, explain the context or the connections between SAIS and Inspire. But because of the setup of the conference, it wasn't possible, so you had the possibility to go to the plenary session first, and now we have the workshop on Monday afternoon. We'll have 3 sessions, and the first one will be a sort of introduction, giving you an introduction to Inspire, explaining what is Inspire and how it's related to SAIS, what is the relevance for the EMP countries, how can you make use of it. Also, we have had several presentations on the SAIS cookbook, And now I can happily present that we have an online version, so I'll go through the different parts of the online version of this cookbook. The second session will focus on environmental information systems. So first of all, to see the basic steps, how to set up an environmental information system, what are the difficulties to tackle, how to structure it, and what is in reality an environmental information system. Then we'll have a presentation on the link of spatial data infrastructure to environmental information. So this is general and basic information. And also we'll have a very nice presentation of the tangible results, how Inspire is really helping sharing environmental information. So we'll have the Czech example shown. And the third session will focus on data policy. What is data policy, what we are planning to do, why we need it, and we'll have a few examples of open data policy from several countries. And we'll have, after each session, we'll have time for discussion. And tomorrow, we'll have an afternoon session again. So in the morning, you can join the plenary sessions, listen there. And also in the afternoon, we can join the INET NRC ICE workshop, which is a very nice short term, but in fact, it is the National Reference Center, so it's a more a technical workshop, and EIS stands for Environmental Information Systems. So they will discuss the actualities of size and sense developments and how EA, what are the EA's views on linking Inspire to sense and all these activities. And the second part will be the Sense 2 project, so it is a sort of next step we are planning to go. So welcome to Istanbul, and I'll ask Daria to present and tell you about Inspire. Thank you.